Hello everyone, in this class, we are going to learn how to install yaw reducers. The main content includes the installation of yaw reducer. Installation of yaw reducer. The first step is cleaning. Place the yaw reducer neatly on the rubber pad. Clean the installation surface of the offset reducer thoroughly with a cleaning agent and a large cloth. The second step is to add and inspect the lubricating oil. Before installing the yaw reducer, the oil level of the yaw reducer should be checked. Ensure that the oil level is at the middle position between the upper and lower oil level lines. If there is too much lubricating oil, drain it. If there is too little lubricating oil, add more. The third step is preparation. The cleaning machine thoroughly cleans the inner surfaces of the three installations on the base, where the eccentric reducer is installed. The fourth step is installation. First, use two unloading ports and a sling to lift a yaw reducer. Evenly apply a layer of solid lubricating grease on the exposed metal surface of the yaw reducer adjustment disc, as shown in the figure. Then align the installation holes of the yaw reducer with the threaded holes of the base. Find the maximum marking point of the top circle of the yaw bearing teeth and adjust the side clearance of the teeth at this point. Rotate the yaw reducer so that the middle position between the large and small ends of the eccentric disc of the yaw reducer is at the gear meshing position. Finally, install the yaw reducer on the base with 4 trial screws and tighten it symmetrically. Install the remaining 2 yaw reducers at the corresponding positions on the base in the same way. The fifth step is to connect the power supply. Connect the 3 yaw motors with the forward and reverse switches to prepare for adjusting the 2-side clearance. It should be noted that the wiring should be done by professional electrical personnel. Each Ting-Nay forward and reverse switch is used to start the yaw motor. It is essential to closely monitor the status of the 3 yaw motors. Ensure that the wiring boxes are consistent and that the electromagnetic brakes of the 3 yaw motors can all be activated. The sixth step is to adjust the dimensional clearance. The tooth-side clearance was measured by the lead wire pressure method, and the bilateral clearance of the tooth-side meshing of the large and small gears was 0.9 mm. The specific steps are as follows. First, place the 2 lead wires symmetrically along the length of the gear teeth. The distance between the upper and lower lead wires and the upper and lower end faces of the gear is approximately 20 to 30 millimeters. As shown in the figure, drive the yaw piston to roll over the lead wire and measure the thickness of both sides of the lead wire. If the clearance is too small, rotate the large end of the yaw reducer away from the large teeth. If the clearance is too large, rotate the large end of the yaw reducer towards the direction closer to the large teeth. Because the tooth profile of the pinion of the yaw reducer has been corrected, the gap at the upper measurement point is greater than that at the lower measurement point. The size clearance reduction of the 3 yaw reducers needs to be adjusted separately. In the same way, determine the meshing clearance between the pinions of the other 2 yaw reducers and the large gears on the yaw bearings. The seventh step is to adjust the motor junction box. Adjust the positions of the junction boxes on the 3 yaw motors. The wiring direction of the junction box on yaw motor 1 faces backward. The wiring direction of the junction box on yaw motor 2 is to the left. The wiring direction of the junction box on yaw motor 3 is facing forward, If the wiring direction on any motor junction box is not qualified, then remove the bolts on the eccentric motor and readjust the position of the motor junction box until it is appropriate. Then reinstall the yaw motor onto the yaw reducer with bolts. The threaded part of the bolt is coated with thread locking adhesive. The eighth step is to fix after the two-side clearance of the yaw reducer is adjusted appropriately. Fix the yaw reducer to the base with hex socket, cylindrical head, screws, and washers. Apply solid lubricating grease to the vortex part of the screw thread and the contact surface between the screw head and the flat washer. Then remove the 4 screws used to fix the yaw reducer. When adjusting the two-side clearance, apply solid melting paste to the screw thread engagement part and the contact surface between the screw head and the flat washer before screwing in. When tightening all the screws, the sequence of tightening the screws is cross-symmetrical tightening, and the torque is applied in 3 steps. The 9th step is to install the vent cap. Unscrew the blockages at the inner oil filling ports near the base on the 3 yaw reducers. Install the vent cap onto the fuel filler port and tighten it. The 10th step is the anti-corrosion treatment and the adjustment of the oil drain nozzle. Clean the inner surfaces of the 2 installation holes for the yaw reducer rung, the base, and the excess solid lubricating grease applied on the yaw reducer adjustment plate thoroughly. Apply anti-rust oil with a paintbrush, ensuring it is clean, even, and free of bubbles at the same time. Check the position of the adjusted oil drain nozzle of the yaw reducer. If the oil drain nozzle is facing the base direction, it must be adjusted to ensure that the oil drain nozzle is in the operated position. The 11th step is post-processing. Fix the oil drain valve of the yaw reducer to the iron chain of the oil preventer with the binding strap. Then taut the oil drain valve of the yaw reducer with plastic film. Each yaw reducer is equipped with an oil drain valve. Check whether the paint on the outer surface of the yaw reducer has peeled off. If peeling paint needs to be repainted, the color of the paint should be consistent. Technical requirements for installing yaw reducer. Ensure that the installation surface of the base yaw reducer and the tooth surface of the yaw reducer are clean. The double-sided clearance of the two-side meshing of the yaw system is 0.5 to 0.9 mm, and the clearance between 2 points on the upper side should be greater than that between 2 points on the lower side. The motor wiring and position are correct. The wiring is correct. The oil drain nozzle must be in an easy parade position. Each yaw reducer must be equipped with an oil drain valve. The above is the content learned in this class. Thank you all.